This is Couples Court with the Cutlers.
This is the case of Ellison versus Johnson. You all have been together a total of 7 years, and you're recently married. Is that correct?
Yes, Sean.
All right, Miss Ellison, why have you brought your new husband to court today?
Because I am tired of him cheating on me with these BBW women, really BMW women, body made wrong. He's been lying, and I'm trying to be a good wife, and I'm sick of it.
So how does it feel to know that you have been accused of cheating?
It feels really hurtful, sir. I love my wife, my kids. You know, I'm here to prove my innocence today.
Okay, how long have you all been married?
About 3 months.
So you all should be honeymooning at this
Exactly.
point.
Right, ma'am.
Take me to when you first met.
Actually, okay, it happened in July. It was hot. I had a bad day at work. We were in the grocery store. I was frowning, of course. He walked up to me and he said, "Hey, Miss Lady, let me put a smile on your face." And I said,
Oh, that's a player.
Yeah.
Hey, Miss Lady.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
I gotta write that one down.
I was like,
Player, man.
Did it put a smile on your face?
Okay, there you go.
Okay.
Yeah, I ain't mad at it.
Yeah, he said take you out to eat, go to the movies or something. About a week later, we did that. After that, we were inseparable. And we used to have, host couples night. We played spades and dominoes. We won.
We were
all the
always
time.
dominant.
Yeah.
Always. We were always dominant.
Always dominant.
Always dominant.
You're a Trump type.
We always stood out.
Yeah, we did, And actually, when we first met, we had been together maybe 2 months, and my mom said, "I think that's the man you're gonna marry."
So you went the old school route and got the mama on your side.
Hey,
He did.
So you
he
know.
Did it.
Oh, yeah. Because he was the only guy, my mother wasn't like this. When she met him, she was like, That was huge. My mother was like, she smiled and she liked him. And even my dad didn't pull out his gun on him. So I knew.
I had it going on.
Okay. Sure, Mr. Cutler. We'll go with that.
okay.
So, Mr. Johnson, what do you like about her?
I like everything about my wife, sir. She's a good mother to my kids. She's a great wife. She's a friend.
Best friend.
Smart mouth.
But you like that.
I
Yeah,
like
he
that
likes
though.
it.
Okay.
It's just,
A little fire.
it's feisty. Things I don't like about her, I just hate
What you don't like?
accused of certain things.
All right, so why do you have a basis to accuse this man who seems to love and adore you?
So, about 2 weeks ago, we were just, chilling, having date night. The kids were gone. He receives this phone call on Messenger, and he jumps up. "You have the wrong number." Nobody had said anything. So I'm sitting here, I'm like, who was that? Oh, they got the wrong number, babe. Okay. I waited till he wasn't paying attention. I went and called the number back. They picked up, and they were mouthing, "It's you," and blowing kisses and stuff like that. And so then she noticed, because I was in a dark lighting. Then she saw it was me, hung up.
You were looking at the person?
Yeah, it was the video chat.
Okay, Your Honor. I said, babe, that's not me. That wasn't for me. That was for my brother.
Like I said, everybody's lying.
Which Your Honor, the lady even said that it was for my brother. Out of her
That
own
was a
mouth.
cover up from both of them.
Okay, cover up. Facts.
So,
Is this the only time your brother had a video chat on your phone?
Yes.
Oh, it's the only time?
All right, is that your
yes.
understanding that that's the only time this
No,
occurred?
I have call logs and I brought those for the court today.
Okay. Ron, would you please get those?
Thank you.
And Miss Ellison, could you please step to the monitor and describe what we're looking at, please?
Okay, as you can see, on March 3rd at 9:55 p.m., there was a call, the contact called. They stayed on the phone for 29 seconds. After that, it was 3 minutes and 41 seconds. Then Trent called them for 53 seconds. Then he called them, they didn't answer, it was a missed call at 11:17 p.m. Okay, then he missed the video chat at 1:18. And then they called right back at 1:19. Then he called them back, and they were on there for 47 seconds. As you can see, they're kind of trying to keep it short.
Very.
Yeah, very short. Then he called them twice, back to back at the same time.
Okay, Mr. Johnson, why are you calling this person back and forth and having these short chats?
She's sitting in the room with me, goes outside, comes back with a video chat in her hand saying, "Why are you video chatting this girl?" I said, you just left me, baby. You know what I'm saying? How can I be video chatting this girl? You know what I'm saying? But me and you having a conversation, you know what I'm saying, the whole night, the whole time.
All right. So is your testimony that that's not you?
That's right.
Who's doing the video chat?
That's right.
And responding?
Yes, sir, Honor.
So, Ms. Ellison, what else did you do to investigate?
Well, as you can see, I called her back. She said this, your husband calls me all the time. Your husband called me that night.
That's inaccurate, Your Honor.
Why would she lie and say your husband?
That's inaccurate,
Okay,
Your Honor.
wait. What did you say to him after you had this conversation?
What is this? What's going on? Oh, that was my brother. Oh, this and that. Why would she lie on you?
Okay.
Okay, you can
I
step back to your podium. Thank you. All right, Mr. Johnson, did you ever call her?
No, I did not.
You've never had contact with her?
I never had contact with her, you know what I'm saying, Your Honor.
Look at the monitor. Your husband calls me all the time.
Yes, Your Honor.
He called that night. So she's referencing the particular night where your wife answered the phone.
Exactly.
Okay.
So she's referencing that particular night and is saying, your husband called me that night and he calls me all the time.
I never called nobody.
So
I never called
did you know who
somebody
this woman
called me.
was?
Oh, come to find out, that's why she hung up. It was our former neighbor. We had just moved. Me and him, we had a fight that night. You know, he left, he didn't come back. So I was worried. Me and my friend, we went looking for him, riding around.
So that night, after this call, you all have a big fight.
Mm-hmm.
He leaves.
Mm-hmm.
He's gone all night.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the next day you're looking for him?
Yeah.
And your friend sees him, and then what happens?
Then I pull up on him, you know, and he took off running. He had a box of chicken.
Okay, Your
He had
Honor.
a box of chicken and threw it down. Like, why would you spend your money and just throw your food down if you ain't doing nothing guilty? And, you know, so I went around to the other street and I, you know, kind of, you know, blocked him in. And I'm like, you know, what's up? He's like,
Wait. You did a Starsky and Hutch.
yes.
Okay, all right.
He know I'm not. I'm like, where you been? I ain't been with no woman. I have not said that. I asked you, where have you been? That was the first thing he said. So, I mean, you just told on yourself. It's like a 3-year-old saying, I didn't eat the ice cream with a mouthful of ice cream, you know?
All right, go.
Okay, Your Honor. As I'm walking home, I see her. And the car revs up. So, yes, I proceed to take off running, you know what I'm saying, Your Honor? You know, I hopped the fence. You know what I'm saying? Which I dropped my box of chicken. You know what I'm saying? She said, you been cheating on me?
I did not say
I
that.
said, no, you know. I said, babe, I love you. I haven't been cheating on you, babe, you know?
So where were you that night?
Right.
You know, I was going with some friends, you know, just out, you know what I'm saying, partying,
What's
you know.
their name?
Male friends or female friends?
I'm male, you know.
No females involved.
Well, you know, my friends have female friends, but I wasn't with, you know what I'm saying, a female.
You're the
I was
only one
gone.
without a
Okay,
female.
so there were females there,
Yes, they were.
but there was no female associated with you.
That's right.
That's what you're telling us.
That's right, Your Honor.
Yeah, we supposed to believe that.
Okay, why didn't you tell her I'm out?
Me and her just had a dispute, you know, and I was really kind of mad about it, so I just left.
You call back and say, okay, I'm cooling out with my fellas. You don't let her stay up all night worrying. That
Right.
wasn't very considerate.
Well, yes,
They just had an argument.
We just had an argument.
You know I'm not wrapped too tight.
When you get an argument, people leave, you cool off. You don't call someone and say, hey, I'm cooling off. You just cool off. That's not realistic.
That's all.
Mr. Cutler,
Right.
let me just be very clear.
Be clear and realistic.
If you and I have a cooling off period and you stay out all night and you don't call me, it's gonna be real problems.
Well, okay, first of all, don't do anything to make me leave. So that's the first thing. Secondly, if I'm cooling off, the last thing I want to do is engage you because I might say something that I don't want to say.
I
get
understand.
that.
I
Right.
think you're right. But you
have
better come
meetings.
back with a box of chicken.
All right. Yeah, I'll come back with a box of chicken.
tried.
All right. Yeah. If you find out he's cheating and you're done,
If he is cheating on me, today's the end. I'm tired of it. I'm just sick and tired.
Well, hold on for 1 second. Your Honor, I love my wife, you know, and I'm not cheating on her, Your Honor. You know, certain things that I do, you know what I'm saying, is because of certain things that she do. You know, whatever I say is wrong, you know. That's why I'm really hurt, you know what I'm saying? We have a family, you know, we've been together 7 years, you know, have 2 kids, you know. I just want to make everything right.
all right. Well, you think there's something going on. He's using his phone to cheat.
Yes.
We brought in cybersecurity expert Mr. Gregory Evans to do a full forensic examination of Mr. Johnson's phone. Ron, would you please escort Mr. Evans into the courtroom?
Yes, Your Honor.
How are you?
I'm doing fine. Yourself?
Good. Now, you've done a full forensic investigation of Mr. Johnson's phone, is that correct?
Yes, I did.
All right. What did you uncover?
Well, the first thing I uncovered was I went through his phone. It was looking kind of clean, but then I noticed he had a Dropbox on there. All right? And in his Dropbox, the only thing that was in there was a video. All right? This is that video.
So when was this video put in there?
That was approximately 8 weeks ago at 1:51 a.m.
Ooh.
Okay.
Wow.
So who's
This
this?
video shows a woman who appears to be twerking.
Yeah.
A very close-up video
Good.
of her derriere.
Look like
I mean, real close.
Real
is it?
close-up picture of her derriere.
Could you identify who that woman was?
No, I could not. No, I could not.
All right. Mr. Johnson?
I can explain that.
All right. Let's hear it.
Mr.
That's my
Johnson,
wife.
what do you
Around the
say?
same time as the call log.
That's my
Huh.
wife, Your Honor. You know, she's saying that to me.
No.
Did you send a twerking video
Yes.
to your
No.
husband?
Yes, she did.
I mean, I'm not mad at you
No.
if you
Yes, she
did.
did.
I mean, I have,
Yes,
but that wasn't me.
Yes,
that
she-
wasn't me.
Yes, she did, Your Honor.
No.
Okay, so you have sent twerking videos to your husband
I
before,
try to keep it
That's her, no.
Yes, but
That's
that
her
wasn't
definite.
me.
but you're telling the court that that's not you in the video.
Yes, it is.
That's around the same time
Definitely.
as the call logs.
It's
Like, I
definitely-
mean,
it's definitely her.
Okay, here's the thing. I know my own twerking,
That's right.
okay.
and I know my own behind.
That's right, y'all.
If your wife is saying it's not hers, I gotta believe it's not hers.
That's
It's on
her.
my own derriere, too.
That's her.
So, Mr. Evans, did you find anything else?
Oh, yes, I did. I brought in these 4 photos here.
All righty. This is a photo of a woman nude from the waist up. And this is definitely not your wife. This is a photo of a woman in the bathroom, nude, a side back pose. And then we have 2 pictures of a woman's privates.
Very, very close up.
Very
All in
close
phone?
up. Very close up. Can you explain?
How do you, that was your brother, too?
And when were these recovered?
They range from April to June
That they were received.
on to the
Around
phone.
the time
Yeah.
of those calls.
All right. So, Mr. Johnson, do you know these women?
These.
Yes, I do.
Okay. How do you know?
How many different women are there?
It's only one.
It's one woman.
Yes.
Okay.
Which is my wife.
That is not.
Which is my wife.
Okay.
Would you hand these to Miss
Picture-
Ellison?
May I see, Your Honor?
Is that you in
No,
those photos?
it's not.
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
No.
Thank you. I paid for these nails.
Not mine. Not on my hand.
All right. Mr. Johnson, who is the woman in those photographs?
It's my wife.
Okay, Mr. Johnson, this is your opportunity. And let me just tell you this. It is better for you to tell your story than one of our experts.
That's right.
So I'm gonna say to you and ask you one more time, do you have something you need to tell your bride? And literally your bride, because y'all ain't been married but a few months.
No, ma'am, Your Honor.
The good news is we've ordered a polygraph examination for Mr. Johnson. Ron, would you please escort into the courtroom Mr. Kendall Shull of Kendall Investigation?
You conducted a polygraph examination of Mr. Johnson.
I did.
Mr. Shull, you asked Mr. Johnson from 2016 up until now, did you have sexual intercourse with your former neighbor? What was his response?
He said no.
What did the lie detector determine?
Coming up.
Mrs. Johnson, what do you want to say to your wife?
I want to tell my wife I love her. I just want to work things out. I'm going to say with my family.
Mr. Shull, you asked Mr. Johnson from 2016 up until now, did you have sexual intercourse with your former neighbor? What was his response?
He said no.
What did the lie detector determine?
The lie detector determined he was deceptive.
Mr. Johnson, the truth is gonna set you free one way or the other.
Ms. Ellison, you got your hand on your hip.
I'm trying to keep him from going anywhere else.
Mr. Johnson indicates you're being deceptive with that response. Mr. Johnson, what do you want to say to your wife?
I want to tell my wife I love her.
That can't be love.
I just want to work things out with my family.
How can you work things out and you aren't being truthful? You are being deceptive.
I'm being truthful.
How can you stand there and say you haven't done anything?
Well, Your Honor, you know, like I say, I did see someone else, sir. Did, mingle with other people or, talk to someone else, sir,
All right, you use the word see somebody else, mingle, talk to someone. What about the sexual intercourse?
Well, yes, sir, I did have sexual intercourse with someone.
Okay, so you saw, you mingled, you talked, and you had sexual intercourse with someone.
Yes, sir.
I'm betrayed.
I just want to tell my wife that, I love you, and I apologize for those things, and they won't happen again.
I know.
Miss Ellison, you should feel you're in a relationship that is trustworthy, where you feel secure, where your heart is secure, and I don't know if this is that place.
This is the case of Samples versus Latchett. You all have been together for 6 years, you're engaged, but allegations of cheating and infidelity are threatening this relationship. Ms. Samples, why have you opened your case today?
Because I believe he's cheating. And let me just lay him out for you. Okay, it was a time where Chris basically had messages popping up on his phone with other females. And I'm just like done because he needs to straighten up. We have 3 children together and this shouldn't even be going on.
Mr. Latchett.
Yes, Your Honor.
You've heard these accusations, these allegations from your fiance. What do you want to show her today?
I'm here today because this relationship is worth fighting for. I want to prove my innocence, and hopefully we can walk down the aisle and get married.
So you in it to win it?
Yes, Your Honor.
How did you all meet?
Well, basically, we met through a mutual friend. And so this friend put us together through Facebook.
What was it about him that you liked?
Basically, he's a good-hearted, humble guy. And he's very smooth. I mean, look at him. He's so chocolate over there and everything.
So chocolate.
Yeah, he got a good smile on him. So I'm like, man, this dude, he got something going. So let me check him out, see what he about.
So you like what you saw.
Exactly.
You like the dark chocolate. I ain't mad at you.
Yeah.
All right, so tell me what you were
You like
looking
the not so dark chocolate too, though, right?
I do.
Okay.
I do.
All right.
I do. I like milk chocolate.
Okay, all right, just checking.
This man. Any rate, you met her on Facebook. Tell me what that was about.
She was a good person, and she's beautiful inside and out.
I agree. She's a pretty girl. Tell me about how you proposed to her.
We was having our second child. My emotions was going, so I got the ring, and I told her, hey, I want you to be my wife. I gave her the ring. She didn't like that at all.
All right. Now, the court has obtained this proposal, and we want to look at it right now for the court record.
Don't cry. You make me nervous. How am I making you nervous, baby?
I don't know.
All right, well, I want to give you this from the bottom of my heart. We've been together for a minute. It's time to give you something to put on your finger.
Baby. So, I love you so.
You gonna put it on?
Yeah.
Oh. So you in labor?
Yes, I would.
And that's when you decided to propose?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, my God.
Why weren't you happy about that?
Because he didn't say the words, will you marry me?
I guess you did. You just said, put this on. You didn't ask her to marry you?
That's the same thing.
No, it ain't.
Do you have to actually say the words?
Yes.
You know what it means?
No. When we got engaged, I look horrible because I've been doing inventory in dust. I was dusty. It was gross. So he gets down on one knee. And I totally freaked out because I'm like, I'm supposed to look gorgeous. That's why I'm
Yes.
like, you supposed to look gorgeous
Yes,
for you.
you
And
are.
you're like, you trying to get a baby here.
Yes.
That's the least gorgeous
Yes.
moment ever.
And them
Haven't done it
contractions
3
was
times.
hitting.
And but the most important part was when you got down on one knee and said, will you marry me? That's
But he
important.
said, I have something for you. That's what he said. I have something for you.
You could have a teddy bear. You could have some flowers.
The point was conveyed. I'm trying to help you, Mr. Latchett.
Yes,
I'm really
Your
trying to help you. The point was conveyed,
I'm
right?
feeling her.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah, she knew what you were asking,
Yes, Your Honor.
and she took the ring, right?
She did, Your Honor.
Hey, once you take the ring,
I couldn't say no to a big ring. I mean, it's so big. I was like, yeah.
that's a
put
nice
that
ring.
in.
That's a nice ring.
How do we get to this moment? What are the warning signs that you've seen that make you think he's cheating?
He'll send me sweet stuff here and there. Out of blue, why? You know, you giving me big gifts at that. You know, shoes, buy me bags, buy me jewelry.
And you're complaining about that?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you know how many women would kill to have their boyfriend, their fiance, their husband just buy them gifts for no reason?
Color, here's the thing. This is sort of one of those things also where people may be buying gifts out of guilt.
It can happen. I agree with that. But how are we supposed to win?
Well, Your Honor, it's also more to that.
Okay.
Chris has not been sleeping in the bed with me since we done had our baby, which our baby is 6 months now.
6 months you all haven't slept together.
And the baby sleeps in the bed with you.
Yeah, the baby does.
You know, that's...
No, I gotta hear from him.
That happens.
I leave the bed for her and the baby, Diamond and the baby. Let them have the bed because I don't want to be waking up 3, 4 in the morning and I have to get up and go to work. I sleep on the couch. She's welcome to come sleep on the couch with me. It's not like I'm walking out the door.
You mean she's gonna give up a good bed for the couch? Ain't nobody gonna do that.
Right.
But he's trying to be
Really?
considerate. You're being considerate.
Right.
I'm still hung up on this gift thing. Gifts out of the blue. Because, Mr. Latchett,
Yes, Your Honor.
are you buying gifts because you love her or out of guilt?
I buy gifts because I love her, Your Honor.
There you have it.
You doing it because you love her.
And she
I
is,
love her.
she's rolling her eyes, she's looking up, you don't believe it one bit.
No.
You think he's buying these gifts out of guilt.
I need to know the truth. Where your loyalty lay?
Do you have any specific evidence of cheating?
Yes. First he had this ex-girlfriend where I popped up at his college and I was just meeting him up there. She's up there looking at Chris and she's, oh, hey, Chris. And Chris is just like, hey. And so basically she's like, oh, so you're acting funny since that light-skinned girl is standing by you? And so I'm like,
Did you introduce Miss Samples to this particular woman who was, how'd you do it? Flipping the hair like that?
her around.
Yeah.
No, it's this.
Yeah.
Do that again?
It's that.
Ooh.
Stop it. Stop it.
So did you introduce Diamond to this young lady?
Yes, Your Honor.
No, you didn't. He just moved it away like, oh, it's nothing. It's no big deal.
It was in the moment. It was something I didn't expect, so I was kind of odd for words.
Okay, so what about the girl at your job, though?
Oh, it's a woman at the job.
Your
All right,
Honor.
tell us about the woman at the job, Miss
Okay,
Sample.
so I got the babies, and we come up to the job checking on daddy and everything like that. It's a girl standing literally by his desk where he was sitting at. Can I show you what happened?
Well, of course, I want to see this.
Okay, so basically, this is what she does. She gets on her phone. She's all booty everywhere. I'm just saying, she's just all in front of Chris. And so I'm just like, really? Is that enough booty for you? He stared at me like a deer in headlights.
No,
Just
this will happen, Your Honor. I'm at work, and she comes with the children, and she's walking with the quickness. She got that look in her eye like, who is this? And I'm like, uh-oh. I kind of just froze in the moment.
So this whole time, you just stand there like, oh, Lord.
So then you,
The whole
so then you
time.
said, this is my fiance.
no, he didn't.
Mr.
The whole
Latchett.
time I got the babies right there.
And so your kids are watching this,
Yes.
you watching this,
Yes.
and this baby's just looking at you, looking you up and down,
Yes.
and you looking her up and down.
Exactly.
And you scared to death.
Exactly.
Have you ever found anything that leads to believe that he's sleeping with another woman?
Yes, he
Okay.
had some text messages where it was like, oh, I got that, do you got that for me? And then he's up here sending just emojis all through messages and stuff. And then he was like, yeah, you know I got that. What do you got?
Your Honor,
What is there to
Your Honor,
have?
once again,
And you submitted a copy of that recollection of that text.
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
And so you has unknown sender, you got that for me, and then an emoji with a heart.
And a wink.
And a wink, and they said, you know I got you. What?
Your Honor, it was a situation where a friend asked
another
me
situation.
to put her on with the job. That's all it was.
What kind of job was she trying to get?
Really?
That's what chicks do.
But why are you sending emojis? Like, what does that got to do with job business?
It's
like,
just
come on
emoji.
now,
We
that's
young,
just not-
we use emojis, we text
You ain't
back and
finna be
forth.
sending no emojis to just a girl.
All right, Miss
Yes,
Sam,
Your Honor.
I know something went down when you got this.
Exactly.
Tell me what happened when you got
So
this.
basically, after that, Chris ended up going out. The way I found out he went out is because he posted a picture on his page. I called his phone. His phone's just going, ringing. That's when I was like, okay, let me just go pop up and see where he's at or whatever. He must be at home since he's posting pictures. But that wasn't the case. He was not at home. His car was at home. And so I'm like, who picked him up? Who did he go with? Because he sure didn't let me know nothing. So I called the phone again. It went directly to voicemail.
Where
after
were
that.
you?
Your Honor, we had an altercation prior. So I went out with a friend of mine. We went, have a good time. I came back. My car was destroyed. Ketchup packages, lotion, tissue, napkins, anything she could find in her vehicle to use, she threw it on my vehicle.
Miss Samples, did you do that?
Yes, Yana, I did do that. It was ketchup, like whatever I could find up in that car, Yana. Yeah.
So you were like,
And you did. And you did what with
I
it?
smeared that car around. I put words all over that car. And then the last thing I said, you gotta call me now.
Well, that's what it looks like when you think your man's cheating. You will go straight there.
Yep, when I
All
did.
right, so what do you do when you come home and find your car, as you said, utterly destroyed?
Your Honor, I gave her a call because I knew who it was.
You were, wait a minute.
Well, that's-
you were right.
that's
You
one
gonna
way to
call
do
me
it.
now. All right. What do you do with your car?
I took it, I had to go get it cleaned, $39.99. She owes me for that.
But we got 3 kids. That $39.99.
$39.99. And that,
You're like, that's a no.
Right.
Mr. Latchett, you understand why she's doing these things. And here's what we got. Here's what we're looking at. You give her gifts out of the blue, which I think is great, but you believe he's hiding something.
Classic sign of cheating, by the way.
Classic sign of cheating.
All right.
You've got a woman at his school who is tossing her hair at him.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you are there, he doesn't introduce you as his fiance.
At all.
At all.
Classic sign of cheating.
You got a woman at work who has her booty all up in the air in his face.
Mm-hmm.
And here you come, and he freezes, doesn't introduce you.
Is that enough booty, baby?
Another classic sign of cheating.
And then she's hunting you down, calling you. You won't respond. She's leaving you voicemails, and you won't respond.
Yes, Your Honor.
And all of this has led you to believe that he's cheating.
Yes, Your Honor.
And if you find out it's cheating, this relationship is over.
Pretty much, Your Honor. I mean, hey, what you don't like, another man will treasure.
Well, so based on that statement, if you find out that Mr. Latchett is in fact cheating, you are out the door.
Out the door.
You gonna give him that pretty ring back.
Oh, yeah.
You gonna move on with your life.
Exactly.
This court has done a full and complete investigation to determine, is he cheating? At this time, the court would like to hear from licensed private investigator Todd Redding. Ron, please escort Mr. Redding into the courtroom.
Yes, Your Honor. Todd Redding.
Mr. Redding, good day. How are you?
Good day, Your Honor. I'm
Glad
fine,
to
thank
have you here again. Now, a member of your team did a polygraph examination of Mr. Latchett. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Latchett was asked, have you bought Miss Samples gifts because you have cheated on her? What was his response?
His response, Your Honor, was no.
What did the lie detector determine?
The lie detector test determined that he was being truthful.
No smile?
Yeah, it's a little bit.
A little bit of,
A little bit.
A little bit of a smile?
A little bit of
Yeah,
dimple.
it's a little bit.
Okay.
But we still have another question. Mr. Latchett was asked, since being in a 6-year relationship with Miss Samples, have you had sexual intercourse with any other woman? What was his response to that question?
His response, Your Honor, was no.
What did the lie detector determine?
The lie detector test determined that he was being truthful.
Miss Samples, what do you have to say to your fiance?
All that's missing is the real will you marry me?
Well,
Latchett?
that's no pressure,
Well,
Mr.
Your Honor,
Latchett.
She's the only one I want to be with. I want you to understand that. I don't want you hanging anything over my head anymore.
Okay.
You need to know we have 3 kids together.
Okay.
We've been together 6 years. We know each other for 7.
Yeah.
So with that being said,
Yeah.
Miss Diamond, LaKyle Sample, will you marry me?
Yes! Give my ring back, boy.
You gonna put the ring on you.
Miss Samples,
Yes.
you've heard the words now that you have been waiting to hear for a long time.
Yes,
Right.
finally.
Are you ready to move forward?
Yes.
This man loves you. This man wants to be with you. He buys you gifts for no reason.
Yeah, he does.
You can't let him go.
That's my man. And I love him.
We want y'all to be married a long time like me and Mr. Cutler.
Yeah.
And so as we say in this courtroom, do not cheat yourself out of an opportunity to have a happy, healthy, trust-filled relationship. Court is adjourned.
Thank you.
This is the case of Simone versus Gunn. You all have been together for 5 years. You're engaged to be married. You have 2 children together, but there's going to be no marriage unless we figure out what's going on here. Miss Simone, you brought this case. Tell us why you're here.
I'm here, Your Honor, because I am upset. Everybody in our hometown has a story about Cody, and it's getting to the point where I'm embarrassed, I'm humiliated, and I feel like an idiot.
What kind of stories do they have about Cody?
Cheating accusations.
And see, what you're not understanding is so many of these people had a past with me that they just possibly jealous. I mean, I'm here to let you know, like, this is what I want. I want our family.
So, Mr. Gunn, these people just don't want to let you go.
Right, Your Honor.
Miss Simone, tell me what it was like in the beginning, because it couldn't have been all this humiliation and turmoil from the very start.
We met just at a concession stand in the mall. Through a mutual friend, from that on, we just walked together until we got to know each other. 3 days later, we made it official we were together.
3 days?
3 days.
So, Mr. Gunn, what kind of shots did you fire for her to be the woman for you?
You didn't go there.
I did.
All right, well, you gotta know with a name like Gunn, there's gonna be a lot of pun here.
I understand.
See how I did
Really?
that? Yeah, well, you did it, I can do it. All right, so you figured it out after 2 or 3 days, this was the person for you. You like what you saw, and you like what you saw.
Yes.
What went wrong?
He started to be on his phone consistently. Every time I would sit down, go next to him, he'd swipe out whatever he was on.
So was that different from when you first met him?
Yes, before he was very open about having his phone with me, sharing passwords and sharing secrets, and now it's just like he's keeping them.
Mr. Cutler, if we have one case, we've got 50 cases where the change begins with the doggone phone, the phone is open, and then the phone becomes,
Right, Your Honor.
he keeps it down flat. And when you come in the room, he's like, it wasn't me. Right? All right, so Miss Simone, what do you do once you find out he's being secretive with the phone?
We broke up for 3 months from the end of August from November 6th.
And you get back together when?
November 6th.
So from the end of August to November 6th, you all were broken up.
Correct.
And then November 6th, you get back together.
Yes.
All right. But then some cheating alarms start going off again.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, tell me about these cheating alarms. What was the first alarm?
I had gotten an app on Facebook. It's an anonymous messaging app, so you can share your link through your page and people can message you anonymously. I got a message that said, Cody is cheating on me and I am stupid. And then I got another one.
Oh.
That included 4 women specifically by name.
Okay, Mr. Gunn, please explain why somebody would just anonymously write your fiance to say you're cheating and she's stupid because you're cheating.
See, I'm not 100% sure why anybody would make those accusations and tell her things like that. But during our breakup, there was one of them that was in the anonymous message that I did sleep with while we had that separation.
But what about the other 3?
I'm not even sure who the other 3 are. I haven't seen these messages myself.
That must have been a wild 3 months. He doesn't even remember who they were. I mean, he remembers one, but it must have been all wild and crazy.
Well, it just leads me to want to know, Miss Simone, what'd you do when you got these 4 names? Because that's what I'd be like, okay, next.
Yeah, after I got the 4 names, I started digging. I went through my friends, I went through his friends on Facebook, and it's actually a woman Cody referred our children to be babysit by.
You believe your fiance is sleeping with the babysitter?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you talk to her?
I did. I talked to her directly.
Oh, well, I'd love to hear about that conversation. Tell me about that.
I messaged her and I openly asked if she was messing around with him, and she had responded yes, that they were messing around when we had problems.
And Your Honor, that was the time that we were on the break. That is the woman I referred to as during that breakup is when I had slept with somebody else.
Okay, but she sent me a picture.
Okay.
Okay, so.
Hold on, love. Let's look at I want to see these text messages.
So you wrote, were you and Cody blanking around when we were together?
When you guys had problems, we blanked around. He would Snapchat me to come over and blank him when you were asleep.
Then it goes on, we had a 3-way.
And you said, was the 3 after or before Arabella?
And the old babysitter responds, it was November 26th. All right, did you have a 3-way?
It was during that time period of us being broken up, yes.
Miss Simone, do you believe this is when that happened, when you all were on your break?
No, I do not, Your Honor.
Why not?
Because the next day she had sent me a picture with the date included on it.
And you've submitted that to the court as well?
Yes, Your Honor, I did.
And this is a picture of Mr. Gunn.
Yes, Your Honor.
On November 26th at 11:22 p.m., hugged up with the babysitter.
Yes, Your Honor.
That night with the picture was a night that was not even about the threesome. There was a party that night. I went to it, hung out with a bunch of friends. Don't remember a lot of the night, but I do know that I did not sleep with her that night.
If you don't remember a lot of it, how do you know that?
Because there was a sobering up period that it was around that time.
You know how mad I would be, Mr. Cutler, if you recommended a babysitter that you ended up sleeping with? Because I would think you just making it casual and easy to have access to her. I mean, this is like, I don't know why your hair ain't on fire.
So are you saying it's worse to sleep with a babysitter than anybody else?
No, I'm just thinking, first she tucks the kids in the bed, then she tucks him in the bed. I hope, but I suspect that it's not true. Miss Simone, have you found any other evidence of Mr. Gunn cheating?
Sadly, Your Honor.
All right, tell me about it.
We had an old neighbor who he would ask for cigarettes for when he was out, and she had messaged me when I was at home with the children, asking me to ask my fiance to stop asking to trade nudes with her.
Mr. Gunn, were you asking for nudies?
No, I was not.
Were you exchanging nudies with somebody else?
No, I did not.
So you just happened to look up, and in your inbox are a bunch of new photographs of women that you
Oh, no,
happen
I
to
didn't even
know.
have anything in my inbox.
How did she go from cigarettes to nudes, though?
All right, Your
I
Honor.
mean, look, take a look at this message. Can you tell your fiance to stop Snapchatting me asking to trade nudes?
I understand how it looks on there, but all I did was ask her for a cigarette.
There's a big difference between a cigarette and a picture of me being nude or of your neighbor being nude. That's a big jump.
Yeah. And I know autocorrect does a lot of things, but autocorrect does not change cigarettes to nudes. It doesn't do that. Miss Simone, let me ask you this. You mentioned earlier that, seems like everybody's talking about it. Everybody's telling you that he's cheating. Who specifically has told you that he's cheating?
His best friend from many years.
His best friend?
His best friend, yes.
His best friend has broken the bro code, basically told you that he's cheating?
Wow.
Yes, Your Honor.
What has he told you?
He was going to cheat on me one night on a guy's night out at a strip club with a stripper, and that he had kissed an ex-girlfriend while he went to his friend's house.
Man.
Mr. Gunn?
And all that is false.
The entire thing is false.
The night at the strip club, I don't remember. Maybe stuff could have happened. I don't know. I was drunk. I was intoxicated.
Okay,
So I'm not completely denying everything at the strip club.
All right, here's the thing. I got 3 sons, probably in your age group. The bro code is real. I lived with it. One would do something and nobody. Who did it? Wasn't me. Wasn't me. Wasn't me. I thought I had a 4th son named Wasn't Me. So for a best friend to break the bro code, you must have done something pretty doggone outrageous.
And see, this best friend of mine, well, supposed, had also sat there and told her that she'd be better off with him.
Oh, so you think he has an ulterior motive?
Definitely, and every time me and her had broken up in the past, took breaks, whatever it was, throughout our 5-year relationship, he was always right there.
So here's the thing. There's your side, her side, and there's the best friend side. And so what I want to do, I'm going to give you this piece of paper and a pen. I want you to write down the best friend's number, and I'm going to call it. Because she's saying that she talked to him, and you're saying, well, when she did it, he was trying to get with her anyway. We're going to find out what happened and why.
Because I agree. I mean, it takes a lot to want to break the bro code. And if...
Okay.
You got the number?
I got the number. Okay. Hello?
Yes.
Is this Mr. Williams?
Yes.
We're here on the case of Cassidy Simone and Cody Gunn. You know them, correct?
Yep.
Miss Simone has testified that you all had been to a strip club and that Mr. Cody was cheating or was going to cheat with a stripper. Is that true?
Yes, that's true.
Tell me what Mr. Gunn was going to do with this strip club.
He had this stripper on his lap and leaned over to me and said, I'm going to cheat on Cassidy tonight. And she took him to the private dance room, and he came back out and said, I got her number, and she's going to hit me up later.
Wow. Mr. Gunn.
Like I said, Your Honor, I don't remember that night.
So you're not denying it?
I'm not denying it. I'm not saying it's true.
But you remember enough to tell me that you were just playing pool and weren't looking at anybody?
I was also really intoxicated that night, so...
You came home just fine.
Okay, so again, you're not denying that it happened. You just don't remember one way or the other.
Correct.
Miss Simone testified that there was something with an ex-girlfriend of Mr. Gunn. Can you tell me and tell Mr. Cutler about that?
He invited me down to, come talk with him and her. And then they started getting touchy-feely, and then so I didn't pay no mind to it. I turned around and, I'm not stupid. I hear kissing noises. I know what kissing noises sound like.
Thank you, Mr. Williams. I think you brought a lot of clarity, so we appreciate your time. Have a great day. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. All right, Miss Simone, how did you feel when Mr. Williams came to you and said, look, I got something to tell you. Here's some things that I've seen.
I was very, very upset because why would he lie to me? That was his best friend for many, many years, and...
He's also the same best friend of mine that basically said you would have been better off with him.
Your story to this court and to Miss Simone is you have not been physically or sexually intimate with anyone else since you and she got back together on November 6th.
Correct.
Despite your best friend coming forward and saying you did, you maintain that you did not. You have not since you all got back together on November 6th. Is that your testimony today?
Yes, Your Honor.
And she has said, if it comes back that he is in fact cheating, this wedding is off forever. Am I right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Gunn, do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
Are you confident that you're gonna walk down the aisle with her, or are you just gonna walk down this aisle alone?
Oh, I'm very confident that I'll be walking down the aisle with her.
All right, let me just say this to you. We say it all the time. Don't let me bring my expert in here to tell your story. If you've got a story you need to tell it now. Do you have something you need to say?
Actually, Your Honor, yes, I do. There was an incident that led up to conception of a child. And I've never let Cassidy know, and I figured this as the best opportunity to tell her. While Cassidy went to Texas to visit her dad, I did have a one-night stand.
And that one-night stand produced a child?
Yes, Your Honor.
I see the tears. I want to weep with you.
I think more importantly, Mr. Gunn, what do you have to say to Miss Simone?
Words can't really tell her how I feel about it, and I am truly sorry. It's something that's been weighing on me for 2 years now.
Mr. Gunn, is this the only time you've cheated? Are there more?
There's one more time.
All right.
While you all were together?
Yes.
Come on. Talk.
How long ago did it happen, and what happened?
It was maybe 2 months ago.
Miss Simone, I can't even begin to imagine what you're going through right now. What do you want to say to Mr. Gunn?
I don't trust you anymore. And without our trust, there can't be us.
Miss Simone, I'm gonna be kind of blunt with you. You need to not be anybody's doormat.